My babies!
Welcome to HellaGeek. Thanks for joining me for a review of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Deluxe Theatrical Edition Batman Returns Commando Penguins. Let's have a closer look at
My dear Penguin!
Right out of the box, this trio of penguins comes in a plastic tray with their missile accessories, but the missile accessories are not placed with respect to each penguin, as they've been arranged to allow a window to show the coat accessory that is strapped to the insert, and that coat accessory is meant for the penguin figure that comes with the duck. There's also a collector card and a figure stand. But the Commando Penguins don't have any peg holes in their feet, so we can presume this stand, like the coat, is also for the penguin figure that comes with the duck.
Hi.
None of these penguins need a stand anyway, since they're well balanced, and their tails sort of act as extra support. Speaking of the tail, this makes me appreciate the silhouette of Danny DeVito's penguin even more, as it emulates the profile of an actual penguin with its tail dragging behind it. Here they are, each with its corresponding rocket to its right. Let's look at each one going from biggest to smallest. There's a lot of nice detail sculpted, but a wash would have helped bring out the feathers. The paint overall is quite nice. Unfortunately, this big penguin is the only one with articulation, and it's only 2 points where the flippers connect to the body. None in the feet, none on the head, and none on the scope, which I would have loved since it's a detail that was highlighted a couple of times in the film. The medium penguin is just a solid mold with no articulation, but it has some nicely sculpted detail and a decent paint job to match. I do want to point out that the eyeball has a nice gloss finish to differentiate it from the rest of the paint. Not sure if it's showing up on camera, but it's there. And with the little penguin, it's pretty much the same deal as with the medium one. Unfortunately, each of the rockets has some warpage, but I'm hoping a little heat might help easily reshape them. In the plus column though, each one has a unique key, so it'll only fit with its intended penguin. Here are the commandos wearing their rockets. Honestly, these little guys are hella fun and immediately evoke scenes from the film. Well, wasn't that cute?
Yes, sir.
I'm happy to say the rockets have a very snug fit. With his flippers extended, this big one looks like he's ready to take flight.
A penguin is a bird that cannot fly.
Bish, that's what the rocket's for. But since most of us will probably keep our Commando Penguins grounded, I'll reiterate. Their feet and tails make them very stable, even while wearing the rockets, so you can display them without fear of them getting tipsy. Now let's talk about the soft goods coat for the penguin that comes with the set. At first glance, I thought it was wired, but it's not. It's just some kind of felt that holds whatever position you put it in. In general, I'm happy to have some kind of representation of this coat since the penguin spends much of his first few scenes in it. However, it's not exactly the most accurate, but I can accept it since this isn't like an $80 figure set. But still, my biggest gripes about it are 1, I can already tell the length is going to be too short, and 2, the fur trim should also be on the cuffs and pockets, not just the lapel. Hell, this coat doesn't even have pockets, but for the price, it'll do. While we're on the subject of the price, let's talk about the overall value and the labeling of this set as a Deluxe Theatrical Edition. If that's what it's labeled as, then McFarlane, make it Deluxe. For it to actually be Deluxe, I would have liked to have seen some of these ideas included with this set. Not all, of course, but maybe 1 or 2 of these to add to the perceived value. Let's explore. In the movie, there was another variation of Commando Penguins that had a blue dotted rocket. These were much less common than the ones with the red stripe rockets, but one of these would have been a fun addition. If the rockets had been made removable from the mounts on the penguins' backs, that would have allowed for some cool opportunities for photography and various displays. Including at least one blast effect that could peg into the rockets would have been a fun way to recreate some of these scenes. If the penguin's additional coat can come with this set, then I think it should also have come with another top hat and perhaps an open umbrella.
Good idea.
So yeah, overall it's a decent set with room for improvement. At $34.99 though, it's overpriced in my opinion, but I feel like I got my money's worth since I was able to get it for $10 off thanks to a promotion on the McFarlane site. I know it's sold out, but hopefully they'll restock it for everyone who missed out. Well, there you have it. If you've had as much of a blast as I have, please comment, like, subscribe, and consider hyping the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, but until then, keep it geeky.